Hi, Fox. Wish you all a very prosperous, prospective, happy, and safe New Year 2025 ahead with love, peace, and tranquility. Dear all, today I want to highlight some significant aspects of risk assessment as well as risk management system. In our daily life, we are encountering a lot of risks. Among these risks, some risks are considered as a project risk, some risks are considered as a financial risk, some are considered as other kind of risk. So wherever we are encountering any risk, it's our moral responsibility, rather ethical accountability to mitigate the risk so that it should not harm us in any way. So whenever in a construction industry or in a project site or in a process industry we are executing any work, inherently there is some amount of risk. In order to manage, analyze, identify the risks, it's our prime responsibility that at the planning stage of the PDCA cycle during execution of work, we should know how to plan our job. So at first we have to develop our method statement. Method statement is nothing but analysis of the job, step by step execution of the job. When method statement will be finalized based upon methodology or method statement, we can easily devise the risk assessment. In risk assessment particularly, we are considering the existing risks as well as additional control measures of the risk. Whenever we are starting the job at the starting level, the risk level will be generally very high, and after taking existing and additional control measures based upon the hierarchy of control like Eric PD, like risk elimination of risk, then risk reduction or substitution, followed by the other hierarchy of control like engineering control, then your administrative or supportive control or work permit system or PPE, considering the last line of defense. So we have to go in this protocol. So after risk assessments is carried out, there is very few amount of risk is available, that is called residual risk. Risks should be considered as an alert level that is as low as reasonably practicable. Whenever we can reach the alert level, so alert level whenever we reached, that is basically a providing a framework between the legal requirement of the organization and the EHS policies of the organization. In every EHS policy, you could have seen that it is mentioned that whatever job you will do or you are going to execute, that should be risk assessed, and whatever may be the risks mitigating measures, that needs to be disseminated to all the stakeholders, shareholders, workmen, and all the employees of the organization in order to institutionalize a framework between the risk assessment and legal requirement of the system of the organization. So whenever we are doing any kind of risk assessment, it depends upon the risk assessor. That means how he is perceiving the risks. Maybe under his under a person's thinking, risk level is high. For my case, I can think risk level is low. For some other person's case, he can think risk level is moderate or medium. So risk profiling is very, very important based upon the risk matrix number 1 to 8, 8 to 12, and 12 to 25 based upon the 5 by 5 risk matrix. So we know how to do that thing. Most of the cases in any of the job, whenever any accident happens, so outcome of the accidents in a nutshell, it comes out that though risk assessment has been made, but it remain very much generic. It is not quantitative or qualitative, or it is not made based upon the requirement of the site, based upon the relevancy of the work, based upon the consideration of the inherent potential risk and vulnerabilities associated with the job. So most of the cases it is considering as an irrelevant one. Suppose we are going through the risk assessment, we can see in the additional control measures, most of the cases we can see that there is no mentioning of the engineering control of the risk assessment. So we should know the what is hierarchy of control, and accordingly risk assessment is to be made to make sure that risk assessment is suitable, sufficient, relevant, fail safe, at the same time foolproof also. Risk assessment whenever we will make, we should also ensure and make sure that risk assessment should be communicated to the workman. Most of the cases it is a deviation from the standard protocol or procedure, whatever it may be. You can say that we are making risk assessment, but this risk assessment is not reaching to the workman or not reaching to the reaching to the execution people who are working at the site. So this communication needs to be clear, because communication is a two-way control. It's a documented process at the same time. So whatever may be the risk assessment, it should be communicated to the workman, briefed to the workman in the day-to-day talk. It can be communicated during induction training, during briefing of daily pep talk, followed by the job specific training, so that whenever workmen are going to work, they should know what are the potential vulnerabilities associated of the association in the job, and as well as he should know how to mitigate the risk. So risk assessment plays a very pivotal as well as a very important role from any perspective. If we can't do risk assessment in the initial design stage or planning stage, and it is not being communicated to the workman or stakeholder or shareholder, so it will be a massive kind of disaster can happen. From the accident statistics from the previous past incidents, we have already learned, which is called lessons learned in a hard way, that most of the incidents occurred due to the misplanning. We are unable to evaluate the risk. So henceforth, in our work or in our project site or in our construction site or in our process site or in our operational site, whatever it may be, we should be confident enough to do proper risk assessment. I think that should be our New Year's resolution, in order to restrict, in order to reduce the trend of accident. That can be road accident, that can be any kind of incident or accident from refinery or thermal power plant, from any sector it is propagating. So thank you all for listening me. This video I am going to share in my YouTube channel. If you like it, please don't forget to click a like page. Okay, that's all from today. Again, I will come with my new videos, new thought process, new insights. Hope so you will like, you have liked this video. Thank you.